I could have been on a mountainside in Afghanistan, and I've been there, and I'll crack a joke. And everybody's like, man, shut up. I'm like, but hey, this is where we're at right now, right?
Right. All right. So we got episode 35 here. Derek's back in the house. Derek, thanks for being here, brother.
Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, look, I know we got a lot to catch up on. I mean, you know, you were over here in this seat. You and Sergio ran a show. You got your pilot episode kind of off the ground. It's not loaded yet, but how did you feel? What were the thoughts and feelings of you being over here, being the interviewer instead of the interviewee? You know, like, how did you feel about it?
It's funny that you mentioned that because as soon as I walked in, I went to sit over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I'm in that chair now.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing that I noticed. And I really appreciate everyone who supported that first episode. We're getting that edited fully and going to get that out. Sergio, big shout out to Sergio Renner. Awesome guest, awesome man, awesome person. I think his story will really reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because he was so transparent.
Yep. Got the NFL draft coming up too.
NFL draft's coming up.
Hey, you know, you got these young kids about to go to Las Vegas for the 2022 draft. Trey Turner, you know, like he's the big prospect out of Virginia Tech right now.
Right.
Shout out to Trey. Wishing him the best. You know, he's got a lot of talent. That kid, you know, can go do something if he puts his mind to it.
Absolutely.
You know, he's very talented. So hopefully everything shakes out for him. And like, hey, go look at Sergio's podcast. I mean, he was the downtown Blacksburg maniac, bro.
Right.
Like, he
was. I really appreciate the way that he was able to articulate that for people.
Yeah. And
to let them know.
Yep.
Kind of what the college life was like, and really what I wanted people to pull from that is the decisions that we make.
Yeah.
Life, every decision we make points us in a different direction.
Yep.
And
kind of guide you on this path. It's forever changing based on your decisions, right?
Right. It's like the what's that movie, The Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The old movie with David Bowie. Y'all,
right.
They probably know it. But like, you know, it's just like this huge, you know, this maze and things. And that's sometimes I think about life like that.
Yeah.
We go around the mountain a few times to end up where we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that like God kind of, whatever you believe in, I think that even if you get off track, it's only going to be for so long, and then they'll kind of guide you back on, you know? So that first episode of Steak and Sauce podcast, that's the title of my show. We're trying to push that brand. We're trying to incorporate that. And everybody knows I got my start here and, you know, on Finding Your Place. And we just want to continue to develop the show. I want to continue to interview people. I really like that aspect of being able to interview people. I really enjoy that. Yeah. It's different from sitting over here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and be able to hear people's stories and being able to give other people a platform as well.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy being able to kind of run my own show like that. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm interested in being a guest on your show.
Hey,
I'm interested in like being the one being interviewed instead of the one that's kind of always asking the questions and you know looking for their perspective. You know, I would love to be on the flip side of it. So like we'll plan on something like that at some point. You know, cross promote, you know, that type
right.
thing.
We need to do that because I want to talk about the picture on your moving truck.
All right.
Right. So every time I see that picture, it reminds me of how much you had to grind to get to here, right?
Yeah.
Because how young were you when you took that picture?
That was 6 years ago.
6 years ago. I mean, that's a good while ago.
And I tell everybody that guy's dead.
That guy's dead.
That guy doesn't exist.
That guy's
anymore.
dead. We had to, you know, yeah. We evolved. We scrapped that guy.
Right.
And I would say a lot of changes have been happening, like in my life and a lot of people's lives. And I just want to tell people, I thought about this on the way over here. I just want to tell people to be encouraged, right? Because a lot of people are going to tell you that maybe you should do other things or maybe you should look at things a certain way, but we have one life. I just want to tell anybody out there that's listening, be encouraged, follow your dreams. I don't care how silly you think they are. I don't care how nervous they make you. If your dream scares you, that means you're dreaming big enough.
Yeah.
If it makes you nervous, that means you're on the right path.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying this because it's taken me my entire life to get to this point to do some of the things that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know, better late than never.
Right.
But don't push it off. Push until you reach that point whatever your dreams are, whatever you want to do, you're always going to have haters. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing something right.
Yeah.
Because people are looking at you and you don't even know it, and they're wondering how you do what you do.
Yeah.
So just be encouraged. That's all I got to say.
I love it, man. And, and we're both like in a spot where we've taken a loss.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how deep we want to get on that, but
yeah,
like there's some things going on in both of our lives that now we've got to take a step back, regroup, and kind of move forward with, like
right.
For me, it's, it's just a process,
right.
It's a process. And like hearing good words like that, do encourage, you
right.
know, if you're in a spot where you're at and you can still say that,
right,
bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thankful. And I have, every time that I talk to my sister, she tells me like, hey, pray, be encouraged. She always reminds me, Derek, you've been through so much worse than what you're doing right now.
Right.
This is scary because it's new.
Yeah.
But I want everybody to remember where you are now, and the things you have now were just a thought a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was a prayer a few years ago. Look at what, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we forget that we prayed for that new car. We prayed for that promotion, or we prayed for certain things, and now we have them, but now life has thrown other things at us.
Yeah.
So just keep praying, keep dreaming, because in another couple years, the thoughts and things that you have will become real things.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to get on here and sound a certain type of way. I'm just saying that because, and we'll get into this, the things that we've been doing lately, the new things.
Yeah.
But I think that we can be so hard on ourselves that we have to forget that we got people in our corner. People love us. I've gotten so many messages of support, and people being like, dude, we told you. We've been telling you.
Yeah.
You should have been doing this a long time ago.
Yeah. So let's just jump into it.
Okay.
I mean, you got on stage for the first time. You traveled to Miami. You put that Facebook video up of you actually on stage. Somebody recorded that for you.
Yeah.
How was that experience? Like, give me the emotions, the nerves. Like, how did you feel up in front of people with the mic in your hand for the first time?
Yes. That was the first time I ever took the mic and got on stage. Yeah. And that's been a dream of mine. As many people know, I've been telling jokes my whole life. It's just kind of something that gives me a sense of joy to see people laugh. I love to see people in a good mood. And it really doesn't have anything to do with me. I just sit and just try to make content, make jokes. So actually our trip to Miami got canceled from the storms.
Okay, gotcha.
So what we did is we called and redirected, and we wound up going to Wilmington.
Oh, okay.
So I had my sister, her friends, and everybody down there. It's my sister's birthday.
Gotcha.
Shout out to Morgan.
Oh, so y'all didn't go to Miami. You went to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah, so
gotcha.
the plan was to go to Miami. We were going to surprise my sister.
Right.
My sister's best friend set up the whole thing. We were going down there to surprise her for her 29th birthday. The storms were active during that time. So
they had
they
some
delayed,
like hurricanes or something?
Hurricanes, and they projected some storms coming in. One of my friends I went to high school with, Jasmine, she was in Miami at the same time, and I think she got stuck in the airport on her return trip. So we wound up making the best out of it. We just said, hey, we'll just go get an Airbnb. We'll go to the beach for a little while.
Gotcha.
So as we're down there in Greenville, North Carolina, there is a place, shout out to Pitt Street Brewery, and they had an open mic night.
Nice.
Now, they have returning comedians every week, I think, and some of them are sponsored. One of the guys that closes, he gets the most time, and he's an awesome guy, and he kind of started this. So I think they had 20 slots, 15 slots, and my sister's like, let's go get a beer, let's have a good time. They have comedians, and I think you should take the stage. I was like, no, there's no, I'm not doing it. Like, material. She's like, you have plenty of material. I know you've got stuff written down. You'll never see these people again.
Yeah.
If you bomb, and just get up there and do it. She's like, you do this every day. So long story short, I got up enough nerve to start writing a couple hours before the show. So I had enough. I said, they maybe give me 10-minute slot, which that's good, right?
Oh, if you got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, I would have rolled.
At this stage, if you got a good 10, dude, that's good.
That's good. So first time ever.
Yeah.
I went ahead and went live for a second to show people the venue. Hey, I'm getting ready to take the stage for the first time.
Yeah.
My stomach was in knots, right?
Yeah. So you were dealing with it.
I was dealing with it, and I almost didn't sign up. So my sister, Morgan, punched me in the arm, and she's like, "Go sign up."
Yeah.
So I went up there and talked to the guy that was doing the promoting. I went ahead and put my name on the list. My good friend DJ Gathers, y'all can go follow him. DJ Gathers on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
He also has a clothing brand called Loyalty Till Death.
Nice.
Check that out. He did a stand-up that night as well as my sister's friend's boyfriend. He's been doing this for like 5 years.
Wow.
So I said, dude, I don't know. And he had his phone out and had so many jokes already in his phone.
Exactly. That note thing, you should be doing that daily.
I do it daily.
Yeah.
Every time. Now that I think about something, I'm putting my jokes in my phone.
Yeah.
He went first. I went fourth. Okay. So after he went, he did an awesome job, right?
Yeah.
I was so nervous because I'm like, okay, that's number 2. That's number 3. And I was like, oh my gosh. So the guy got up and he said, he said, keep it rolling. Next, we got Derek coming up. Derek, where you at? And my sister nudged me like, go. So I had my jokes segue notes written on a paper.
Right.
I got up and went on stage. As I was walking up there, people were clapping, and I've never felt so nervous in my life. If you look at the video, I lay my notes down on the table so I could keep referencing them.
Yeah.
I never looked at them.
Yeah.
I literally got up there, and I said, okay, I got to start the crowd off with something to get everybody going.
Right.
Which is why I had mentioned the Will Smith situation.
Right. Oh, yeah, that was funny.
And I told everybody, like, look, if I say anything to offend anyone and y'all decide to come on this stage, I box. So it's going to be a little bit different than what happened. So everybody, that went over well.
Right.
And I just want to do that just to get the temperature in the room right.
Yeah.
I will say
you got to hit him with something relevant right off the bat.
Right off the bat. And I will say this for everyone that's reached out to me, thank you. All the support that I've got from this, thank you. I was going to run a little bit of a longer set, but they had so many comedians that night. When they flashed the light on you, that was to let you know you had a minute left.
Yeah.
I had like 3 more good jokes I wanted to roll into, but I didn't get to them.
Right.
But everyone who saw that has reached out to me and told me very great positive things, and I appreciate it because that's what's going to keep me going.
Yeah.
That's what's going to get me on the next stage.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there that's been doing this professionally for a long time, and he told me, he said, listen, if that was your first time, he said, you talk to us like you've been doing this forever. He's like, we didn't know you were nervous. I said, dude, I didn't even know what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like I did know, but I didn't know how.
You didn't have any of that anxiety in your voice.
Right.
And like the shower bit, like I take 3 showers a day. I'm a big guy. I sweat.
Yeah.
That was funny, bro.
I tried to mask it because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take the attention, like if there was any hecklers, because there were, I'm going to take the attention off of me automatically.
Right.
Let's talk about big guys automatically, right?
Right.
Let's talk about, and when I told everyone in the audience, hey, if you're skinny, clap your hands, they thought I was going to say something good about them. Right? I didn't, right? So I wanted to get the audience involved. I wanted people to have a good time. And honestly, it was like a blur. Before I even knew it, they were shining the light, and it was time for me, to go. But I really, really am proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I want to shout out Courage, man.
Yeah.
I want to shout out DJ Morgan, my sister Morgan, my brother Jordan, who's told me for years to do this.
Yeah.
Amanda Smith, like people that were there that night, a lot of people. And let me tell y'all something. What really kind of got me anxious, that room started to fill up, bro. It was like 12 people. That 12 people turned into 20 people.
Yeah.
That 20 people turned into 35. I guarantee you it was a good 40, 50 people.
Wow.
And people are like, oh, that's not a lot of people. But it is when you're on stage.
Yeah.
1
versus 50.
1 versus 50. And you're looking out.
Yeah.
And these people are looking at you. And what helped was there was a guy in the front row when I told that joke about skinny people. He started laughing, and that's when I was like, I know you've skipped showers because the way you're laughing. And he just laughed, and it really helped me out. Like, it helped me out so much. But I just want to say that I'm trying to be receptive of any criticism. Yeah. People let me know what I could do better. I'm thankful for the support, and you guys will see me on stages around here soon. I'm gonna get with you on that.
I mean, Robbie Hockett.
Right.
Mean, he's Thursday night at Bull and Bones.
Bull and Bones. I want to get on there.
You definitely do.
Yep.
I mean, get a good 20 minutes together.
Right.
You know,
Sinkland Farms has already reached out to me.
There you go.
Robert Sink, I think his name is. They're gonna have something soon. He reached out to me and asked me if I want to be a part of that. My plan is to do local here. I know I can get a lot of people to come out. I know I can. Do the Sinkland Farms, go to the Laugh Factory in Roanoke or wherever it's at, then hit Charlotte, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. Like, I'm going to push this to the max. You know, like, my goal is to be on tour, you know, traveling. Maybe this becomes something big for me. And really, I want to bring light to people following their dreams. And if I would have listened to people a long time ago, there were so many people like, bruh, that's too silly, or why is your personality like that? It was for a reason. This is a gift.
Yeah.
You know?
So with that ambition, you know, you got to let go of a certain couple things, and you got to sacrifice a certain couple things.
Right.
Are you ready to do that, bro? I mean,
yeah, it's
a big deal.
It's a big deal. A lot of the stuff that I have to say is not for children.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff I have to say is funny, but it's relative. It's going to shock some people. But I really feel like I'm getting into myself and speaking my truth. Yeah. There's a lot of jokes I have with my mom, the way she raised us, that are hilarious, that people are going to be able to relate to.
Yeah.
I'm not telling anything that hasn't happened.
Right.
These things have happened.
Yeah.
The jokes I told the other night were jokes I've had for about 3 years now.
Wow.
I just didn't do anything with them.
Yeah.
And thank God that they rolled together the way that they did.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I understand that I may offend some people.
Yeah.
Some people
you're
think
clearly going to do that. You're clearly going to do that.
Right.
And you're clearly going to, you know, have somebody come out against you, like in the show and in public in certain spots. I mean, just look at all the comedians of all time.
Right.
You know, like, you know, you're going to say something that offends somebody that's going to follow you around for a little while. You know, you just got to be ready for that.
Right.
You got to have that expectations, and you got to put the blinders on of criticism, because you're probably going to do some shows that aren't funny. You know, like, you're going to have that. So just have these clear expectations of the trajectory of all comedians of all time. You're going to say some things that sometimes aren't funny in certain crowds, but then you're going to take it somewhere else, say the same thing, and it's going to be hilarious. You know?
And so, I'm trying to prepare myself for those boos.
Yeah.
I'm trying to prepare myself for a joke that doesn't go over well. Yeah. But I'm going to keep rolling. Yeah. Because that's part of it.
And, you know, this is a pure quantity. This is a pure quantity equals quality thing.
Right.
You know, this is an art that you got to keep pumping and keep delivering.
Right.
And then just, like, get the gold out and let the dirt go. You know, like, just mine for that gold, comedy gold. You know,
I like that.
Yeah.
Get the gold out, let the dirt go, because a lot of that stuff is going to have to sift.
Yeah.
And like you said, a lot of the stuff is, I need to see if it lands.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff is material. But what I love about this is I can literally get on the microphone. We're a little bit tailored here, the way me and you talk sometimes. Yeah. Up there, I felt like I could literally say anything. And I love that. I love that part of comedy.
Yeah.
That people are coming to be put in a position where they're shocked.
Yeah.
Where they laugh. When I watch comedy and I'm bent over in my chair laughing, that's the best for me.
Of course.
That's the best. Like, so I'm
Everybody
studying.
loves that.
Yeah,
Everybody
I'm studying different comedians. I'm looking at how they deliver jokes, how they have, like, Kevin Hart will mention a topic and he'll carry that all the way through his stand-up and mention it again at the end.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, I don't know what that's called.
Dave Chappelle does that
you know, perfectly. So
kick him in the
right.
You know.
So I'm really trying to develop my own style, but I really feel that I have something unique, and my jokes, you haven't heard them anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I want to continue to deliver those type of jokes. They're going to be raunchy. They're going to be racy, but it's nothing that nobody doesn't do.
Right.
It's nothing that nobody hasn't experienced. I'm just going to shed light on it.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate platforms, this platform, and just being able to kind of merge what we're trying to do.
That's it. I mean, this has just been a long-term cross-promoting conditioning for you.
Right.
You know, in my opinion, like, that's what my goal was for you when you came in here, or when I seen your talent. you know, when I was walking you through homes and I was dying laughing.
We were laughing looking at homes together.
Dude,
like,
I just knew your personality. I knew you're a winner. You just need encouragement. You need repetition. And I think everything that you have as far as your ambition, if you don't let the things that you currently have stop you from the things that you actually want, that's the thing, bro, is like what got you here will not get you there.
Right.
What got you here will not get you there.
Right.
You gotta have to let a whole different life that you have now go before you can get to that new life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's scary.
Right.
It's really scary. What you got going on is a secure, safe life.
Right.
What you're getting into is a risky gamble.
Right.
That might never work.
Right.
So you got to know, you got to understand what life you want.
Right.
You got to understand who you got to be who you want to be.
Right.
Number two.
Like Dave Chappelle said, sometimes you got to be a lion in order to be the sheep that you are, you know?
Well, either way, bro, I'm just saying, like, you have to discover who you have to be to actually become what you want.
Right.
You know? And that's for me too. Like that, everybody has to do that.
Right.
For me to be somebody that can make $1 million a year in the real estate business, you know, have a woman that I am accepting of and is accepting of me.
Right.
Like, who do I have to become to be that person that can do those things and have the things that I'm looking for in my life? Who do I have to become?
Who do you have to become?
You know?
The discipline.
Yeah.
The trial and error.
Yeah.
I really feel like it's like trying to, you know, fill a cup of water in a fire hydrant, you know? Like it's
from a fire hydrant.
From a fire hydrant. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a volume. Like it's difficult, and I feel that I'm gonna need people to continuously support because it's scary. It's not easy. We're planning. We are trying to develop brands. Yeah. We are trying to book shows. We are doing things that require a lot of time, a lot of nerve.
Courage is the word.
Courage. I can talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, getting up there, it's a great feeling, and it's also the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because you hope that my material is going to go over well.
Yeah.
Right? But I have to be prepared for when it doesn't.
Yeah.
Does that knock me down? Do I not try again? Yeah. No.
You need to come up with bits, like if you get heckled,
that
you can come off of your story or whatever you're doing and go into the heckle jokes.
Right.
Or like if you know you bombed, have the jokes of like, that's like the I suck jokes.
Right, yeah.
Like,
know? Man, I shouldn't have read that. You know, like, and just,
like, you just got to prepare. It's just different layers to it all. Like, it's just interesting how many layers you can go in that thing. Like you can have your script, right? You can have whatever that package was that you've had for 3 years that you were running down in Wilmington. You package that up, you perfect that. You can go to Bull and Bones and you can rehearse. I mean, you can recite that to the T. You know, just like Kevin Hart does every night with his shows, and when he's on concert, right. So like you got to do that. You got to prep that, but then you got to be able to like get off that if it's not hitting and go do something else like in the spontaneous,
right?
You know,
yeah. I've got enough material, I think, right now for about 30 minutes.
Nice.
I know I do.
Yeah.
I've been memorizing it. The first set that I did, I've already got that down. I'm adding stuff to it.
Even a reword, let me say this next time. Let me do that next time.
And there was some stuff that I missed.
Yeah.
The guy told me every time that you do your bit, your material, you're going to add or delete certain things on the fly.
Yeah.
I might have said, and this happened last time, and I'll say it completely different because you're trying to follow this, not a script, but you want to make it look natural. You want people to feel invited.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want people to be like, dang, I just did that last week.
Yeah.
You know, and like be like, hey, he's speaking the truth about this stuff. And if nothing more, I've been preaching this for years. I have a list of things that I want to do in my life. And every year I'm checking something off, whether it's super successful or whether I just tried it. And I feel good about that because it shows growth. It shows that you're evolving. You're not scared to try. I don't want to be super old and be like, dang, I never did any of those things that I wanted to do. So if anything, Derek's doing stand-up now. Derek's doing this. Well, I think that that's a good fit for him. You know, I think that And I'm not saying that in third person. I'm saying that that's what people tell me. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you might have found your home. Shout out to Jason, Marlon, Dennis, all these people that reached out, Kim Haley, all these people
Nice.
that reached out and were like, hey, awesome.
Yeah.
And if they're that gives me the motivation to keep pushing because that was my first time.
Yeah.
You know?
And those are significant people in your life too.
Very significant. These are people that are very successful.
You grew up with.
I grew up with.
Yeah.
I value their opinion.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell me something funny if it's not.
Right.
My sister was at the show, and literally when I got back to my seat, there were two women sitting at the table, the same table. They both turned around and said, hey, just to let you know, we shower every day. I knew it landed, right? I knew it landed. It was hilarious, and we laughed, and it was funny, and there was so much love in the room after that show.
Yeah.
People were coming up, what's your name? Where can we find you? Coming back next week?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not from here, but next time I come through, I'm definitely coming.
Yeah.
You know, like establishing I follow some of the people on Instagram now, establishing relationships
Yeah.
and, you know, networking and trying to do that. Like, I want to do this to leave a legacy. Like, I want to do this to, like, say that I tried and get this material out.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, I mean, you have it in you. We just got to get it and filter it and harness it and then shoot it off.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So this is just the ground floor of what you're capable of. But like I said, bro, you got a lot on the line.
A lot,
I mean, you got a nice life.
Yeah,
You
I do.
got a nice life.
I do.
You know, you could just find you a woman, have a couple of kids, and just ride on. You know, but if your heart's in it, and that's like what your calling is,
Right.
and what your purpose is, like
Right.
you getting your voice amplified into this world and making an impact in a positive way to affect change.
Right.
You know. Because that's what a person like you could do. You could have enough influence. I mean, look at what Chappelle. Look how Chappelle can move the needle.
Right.
Look how he can move the needle on culture, public opinion. It's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing. And the life, you know, the life that he's able to have for himself, you know, to not be beholden to anybody but him. You know, you're chained up to a place every day.
Right.
You know, like really, you got to go and grind for your money.
Right.
And I'm not saying this isn't a grind, but this is your grind.
It's my grind.
That's not the government's grind.
Right.
You know, like anyway, so like I'm always going to put that perspective to you.
Right.
You know.
And I appreciate that because that's a part that we can overlook sometimes, right?
Oh yeah.
What's it going to take if I really want to do this? What's it going to take for me to get to that level?
Yeah.
What's it going to take for me to influence people and change it? Have a young kid see me and say, hey, I know him. Like, I think I'm funny too.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
And again, this is just a great New River Valley story. You're a local guy. You're making your way in life from here. You know, like it's possible.
Right.
You can be discovered from here. You can live your life here. You don't have to go move to Charlotte or New York or LA. You don't have to go do all that stuff. Now, you'll have to go there for a lot of opportunities, but you can still reside here.
Right.
You can still make a life here. Your family can be here.
Right.
You can do all the things that you need to do from this area. So that's just another example of what we're capable of if you go and do the things that you're set out to do.
Right.
You know.
A long time ago, my mom, I was talking to her, and my great-grandfather, rest in peace, he told my mom, he said, Derek's going to be a household name one day. And, bro, my mom has told me that since I was like 11 years old. And she's always told me, Derek, me and my mom crack jokes between each other.
Yeah.
Some of the funniest stuff I've said has been within my mom's home.
Right.
So she's like, hey, I think you missed your calling. She's not saying that anymore. My mom watched my stand-up routine like 10 times in a row.
Mm.
And she just couldn't believe that I finally tried.
Right.
I want to be that household name.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have people see what I'm doing and inspire them to follow whatever they want to do. I want to bring people on board. Do you know how bad I want to have a flying and going to different cities and having this team, Tonio, you know,
Yeah.
like, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Like that, we would literally be living something that we talked about, that we dreamed.
Exactly.
That to me is like the ultimate goal, that we have that opportunity.
Yeah.
And if nothing more, at the end of it all, we can say, hey, we tried. We didn't sit on our talents.
Yeah.
We didn't sit back and wait, because I always see this on Instagram. Nobody's coming. Yeah. Right? You can sit there and tell me as much as you want, Derek, I believe in you. I feel like you got it. But if I don't execute, if I don't get back up on the microphone soon, if I don't book venues,
we can all go get a job if it don't work out.
If it doesn't, right.
If it doesn't work out, there's a job that we can probably find that'll we could ride the rest of our lives out safely.
Right. Right.
Fuck that. I mean, I'm not looking for safe right now. I'm looking for amazing.
I'm looking for amazing, right.
Like I am gambling all in on something that I want, that I've had in my mind since, I was conscious of it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's me.
You're speaking things that you've done.
Yeah.
Like I keep talking about, people that don't know, I'm talking about Scott's real estate picture that is on the side of his moving van. And I know people have seen that, but every time I see that picture, it motivates me to keep pushing, because you could have stopped then. You could have stopped a year after that. You could have went to anywhere. Bro, you could have been working at Napa. You could have been working you could have went back to college.
I didn't need to do any of this.
Right.
I didn't need to take this space. I didn't need to hire these people. I didn't need to create this studio. I didn't need to do any of that. When I started this, I was flush. I was gaining recognition. I was doing good work. I could just be the one-man band still, making, $200,000 a year, keeping $150,000 of it,
right.
Instead of putting it all back in, trying to do some of the things I'm passionate about, trying to create livelihoods for people and support people,
right.
and people that have said yes to coming to work for me. Like, that's like one of the biggest compliments I could ever get. Someone saying, yeah, I'll come work for you. Like how special that is to me.
Right.
I mean, that's
big time.
Yeah.
Your business, and I know this from being a business owner, when your staff is strong and people are strong in areas that you may not be, that's something you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have the overall vision, but you're bringing people on board that can help your vision thrive.
Yeah.
And people see what you're doing. They want to be a part of it, and they're loyal.
Yeah.
And there's no price on that.
Right.
Because you have to have a team eventually that believes in what you're doing. And I know I have people that believe in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I have people that I want to bring with me. I have people that are funny. I have people that are funny that can do this that don't know that they can do this.
Right.
And I want them to do it.
Yeah.
There's a joy that I get from seeing people laugh and smile, and I can't describe it.
Yeah.
Like that laughter, to me, laughter is that ultimate escape for a minute.
Yeah.
Right? From life, from everything. It doesn't matter. I could have been on a mountainside in Afghanistan, and I've been there, and I'll crack a joke. And everybody's like, man, shut up. I'm like, hey, this is where we're at right now, right?
Right.
You have to be able to carry that with you, because sometimes you don't know the situation you're going to be in.
Yeah.
After, and I can be honest with everyone, after I've done this first setup, this first opportunity, I literally went inside and was like, Derek, are you that funny? Can you do this again? Immediately, not thinking about coming off the high of
the adrenaline.
Feeling like, oh man, I accomplished something.
Yeah.
I'm automatically going back to the drawing board like, ooh, I could have said that differently.
Right.
Was it this? Was it that? I'm critiquing myself already.
Yeah.
So I think that's good to do, because I want to stay humble.
Yeah.
I want to learn stuff. I want to take bits and pieces from people and put it all together and create something to where people feel a part of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Me coming from this area, I know a lot of people, I want them to be like, hey, we feel like we've been a part of this since you were
exactly
in middle school.
That's what you want them to feel like.
Yeah, I want them to feel a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just wondering what's on your heart. Like, if you want to just veer off that topic, let's just what's on your heart right now? What's on your mind right now? What in your
why did
life?
You have to do that?
Let's talk about it.
Oh man.
Let's talk about something deep. Let's get into something like real life. Let's talk about it, brother.
Man.
I understand that emotion.
Damn it, Scott. um, I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all good, brother. I could see the emotions pouring from you while we were talking. I just knew I needed to say something. I want you to say what you need to say. Let's talk about it.
Man. I guess just a lot of reflection, man.
Yeah.
There's such a big uncertainty about life.
Yeah.
And man, I'm trying to pull myself out of this little spot that I'm in.
Yep.
This little place. And I've been some of it is family, like some of it is noticing that people are getting older in my family. People are going through different things. Life is changing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's heavy. It's heavy on your heart. You try to deal with it. You try to pray about it. You try to look at things. And I think the biggest thing right now, man, I was talking about it with my buddy. We're not far from 40. 40's young. 40's not old at all. But, man, like, we don't have a lot of time.
I mean, even if it's 40 more years, 40 more years is, I mean, look, 40 years feels like it's just a flash right here, right now, you know?
Yeah.
And like, we're in the same boat in a lot of ways, you know?
Yeah.
We're single with no kids. We have ambitions to have a family, have kids.
Yeah.
You know, we're rolling through single life in this town.
Right.
You know, it's tough.
It's tough. And,
tough. Literally we're in the same boat.
Right.
Like we have women that have exited our lives, and, you know, like we want that. We want that. So when like we keep going through the failures of it, we reflect on, is it something wrong with us? You know, like that's me anyway. I don't know like where you are with it.
I feel that my heart is big and it's all love, nothing but love.
Yeah.
Nothing but love, man. It is nothing but love. I don't mean to snot everywhere.
It's all good. No tissues in the building.
Yeah, it's nothing but love, bro. And I say that from my heart because I think about, like, this is bigger than just me.
Yeah.
This is on a grand scheme of thinking about, like, I keep talking about time. I'm not promised anything past this moment right now.
Yeah.
I'm not promised tonight. I'm not promised tomorrow. And I think from being in the military, I feel like things should have happened to me differently. So now when I look at life, I'm hopeful, but I'm very nervous and scared of what this is going to look like, right? Like, we're making moves into trying to get new properties, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to look into different avenues. We're trying to look into different hobbies. All this is scary.
Yeah.
My heart is heavy because I feel like at the end of the day, we have so much to be thankful for. We have so much we've already accomplished. We have so much to be happy for already. Yeah. If we didn't do anything else, look what we've done already.
Yeah.
You know? And I just feel like my heart is heavy because I want to push. I'm frustrated because I feel like I want everything, you know?
Yeah.
And I know it's a process, and I'm trying to work on that process. I'm trying to.
It's hard to be patient, isn't it?
Patient,
it's hard to be patient.
It's hard to be patient. It's hard to be diligent.
I want it now. I wanted it yesterday.
Yeah. I want to read, but I know, like, I was reading this thing about Kevin Hart. It took him over 15 years after everything, all the movies you've seen him in. Soul Plane, which I think is one of the funniest movies ever, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Kevin Hart was on a serious grind. Took him over 15 years to break. And I mentioned this before. I have a talk with myself all the time, and I say, Derek, do you have 15 years to get to where you want to go? Can you grind knowing that you don't know where the finish line is at? Like, if somebody told you, Scott, you're going to be a multimillionaire in You're going to be a multimillionaire in 15 years. Oh, you grind your ass off because you knew that there was something at the end of it. What we don't know is that the unknown, the end of it, we don't know what's going to be there.
Yeah.
And all these people that are successful, they grinded continuously. They did not waver, and they did not know what the end goal looked like. So for anybody, I say that that's what we have to do because we don't know how this thing's going to turn out.
Yeah.
But we have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So that's where my emotion comes from. My emotion comes from gratitude, especially anybody that's been in a dark place.
Yeah.
I've seen like 3 or 4 different people on Facebook this week that reached out for help like, hey, I don't know if I want to be here. I don't know how I feel about life. And immediately the flood of support up under that post.
Yeah.
And people don't post that for no reason.
Right.
The flood of support from people. Give me a call. Let's go get lunch. You're loved. We love you. I love seeing that because whether we know it or not, there are people that are struggling that we never know about, bro.
Yeah.
And like, so all I got to say is just keep fighting.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know.
I mean, keep fighting feels like you're talking to yourself a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know?
I got to.
And even before, I knew when you said be encouraged,
Yeah.
you were speaking to yourself.
I was.
You know?
I was.
And like that's that emotion I felt,
Yeah.
you know. So that's why I had to bring that, you know, and I appreciate you being vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't mean to come on here
No, dude, this is
and be a big sap because like one thing I don't ignore is how I feel.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to embrace how you feel. And somebody be like, oh, his big ass is on there crying on the thing. Well, you know what? Come see me then. You know, like I'm tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I am. So I just feel that all the emotions are coming off of doing the stand-up, being proud of myself, knowing the work that I have to do. The mountain is tall. And my mom always tells me, like, it's a Miley Cyrus song, but she's like, it ain't about how fast you get there. It's the climb. And it is. Because you got to look back over what did I have to do to get here.
Right.
And I've had people that have reached out to me, shout out to Harvey, shout out to different people that have ideas of their own. And they're like, hey, I seen you lay down the groundwork, Derek, and I want to do that for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm inspiring people on a low level already.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful.
Yeah.
You know, like I am. Yeah. So yeah.
You will continue to do that. You know, I have a feeling like just keep going. You know, like, like line them next guest up. Get with Weston, you know, like, you know, progress this show, progress your influence, keep that mic in your hand. Right. Keep on your notes, writing those jokes, bro.
Right.
You know.
I got a joke a bit that I'm gonna run that I thought was hilarious, and I've ran it by a couple people. They're like, absolutely include that in there. And the crowd participation that's going to come in with this joke, the way I'm going to have, I want to do stand up in a way that nobody's seen before.
Yeah.
You know? And I think I have an idea of how to do that. And that's what I love about this craft. I am a novice in this craft.
Here's the thing. It's always going to be what someone's never seen before because it's coming from you.
Right.
It's you.
Right.
No one's ever seen you before.
Right. No one's ever seen it. And I got to remember that. So the uniqueness and the creativeness is something that I'm working hard to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just something that I'm going to continue to strive for because I want my material. I want my life story. I want the things that I'm saying for you to be driving to work a week later and bust out laughing because of something that I've said.
Right.
And that may, you know, kind of start your day off. And I can tell this to anybody, keep your routine, keep your dream, pick up that notebook, start writing, keep going to the gym, do whatever you got going on right now. Realize that, look at it from this way. I saw this on a post. It's not that you have to do something. It's that you get the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to do stand-up. I have the opportunity to write material. I have the opportunity to have a podcast. I'm thankful for that. So the emotion and everything that I have right now, like I said, it's coming from a place of gratitude and a place of understanding, a place of growth, and a place of desire.
Yeah.
I want things. And I know that it's going to be hard to get there, but I feel like I have the talent to do it.
You know what's helped me in my healing? Knowing that I got to get back to who I was about a year ago. Knowing that I got to start waking up for my future wife, for the woman I don't know, for the kids that I don't have, like for the legacy that I'm going to leave behind. I got to get back to who that guy was.
Right.
I gotta wake up every morning with the future life I have in mind.
Right. And that's love in your heart.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying, everything, I just want to spread like love. And a lot of this comes from reflection over, like, if you look back to when you were 19 up until now, look at how many times you've evolved as a person.
Right.
So, and I said this before, like, I've had in-depth conversations with people where as adults, we've apologized to each other. That's important. Like friends of mine, you know, and where we've had disagreements and things, family, like it's that's why I keep saying it's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love. And at the end of the day, everything is love. I pray for the same people. I want people to reach their dreams. I want people to reach every goal that they have. I want people to have the families they want. I want everything to be the way that it's designed to be.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that's all I got to say.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that might just be a good place to wrap it up, bro. Like, you know, like we had a really deep conversation. We laughed, we cried.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was good stuff, bro. I appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you guys, Weston, for everything. I want to quickly touch on a few things. Weston and everyone, you guys have been very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fundamental in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We have my show. You're continuing with your show. Everybody knows my show for Steak and Sauce Podcast. We are working on our social media platform with that. YouTube. Sergio, we're getting that episode. We're trying to get it posted. We will continue to have guests. I'll be reaching out to a lot of people to interview them. If you'd like to come on the show, just let me know. Yep. I'd love to interview as many people as I can. I'd love to interview you.
Yeah, we definitely do that.
Yeah, I'd love to get as many guests on here as I can. So if you have something that you'd like to come on and talk about, if you want to promote your business, if you want to tell your life story, if you want to tell how your life has changed. I have 2 people in my family that want to come on and talk about from the lowest of their lows to where they are now. And I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because people need to see that.
Yeah.
So I just want to let people know the stand-up's going to continue. I'll be posting flyers, booking shows. I'll let everybody know when that's coming. Continue to tune in to Finding Your Place on YouTube. Go like and subscribe. Hit the notifications. Steak and Sauce Podcast is still rolling. We have merch that's coming out. We have a lot of big things we're working on, people, that we're kind of trying to keep low until we can really launch it.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that's crucial.
That's crucial. Execution. So I appreciate everyone's patience. Sergio, I know you're waiting to see that episode. We're getting it done. And like I said, with this team, I feel like I can do it. So I just thank you all, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. Hey, until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Obviously, he gave all the promos we need. So
thank you. Yeah.
We'll catch y'all next time.
See y'all.